Oh no, this is way worse than I thought. Today I'm gonna be working on my XJ Rango. Let me pull it inside the shop really quick and show you what's going on. I made a front bumper for this XJ a little while back and I have loved it, but this rear bumper is hideous. This bumper is faded, it's dented, it's cracked, the paint's peeling, and I don't even like the color. So this bumper's coming off and I'm gonna be building a new one. I've also got a couple things that I need to check and fix on the inside. I've been neglecting the XJ for a while now. I know I should be working on Dig Dug today, but I feel like this is an unnecessary but urgent cosmetic emergency. The new bumper comes from barnes4wd.com. It's a build-it-yourself kit, and I've got all the parts laid out on my bench right here. The first step is gonna be removing the old bumper I've got on right there, and I've done a couple of these, but I never remember how. So I'm just gonna look it over really quick and start removing bolts. I got everything out of here and it came out pretty good. There's a little bit of rust down here and it fought me a little bit, but not bad. I've seen XJs that are way worse than this one, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. Down here, the rustiest spot is this trailer hitch, and I think I want to keep that. It's really strong. It's really rusty, but it's still really solid, so I don't want to get rid of that. The rest of it looks pretty good. This right here is kind of the worst of the rust, and I need something to cover this up. There's some companies that make panels that fit in here and weld on, and they're kind of like armor for down here. I probably need to do something like that, but right now I'm gonna focus on the bumper. I'm gonna stop right here for a minute because my dad's in town, and he's got something that he told me he wants welded up. So we're gonna get him out here and just see what he needs. All right, check it out. I've got my dad here with me today. He lives down in Arizona, but he came up because he had a birthday.
I did.
And I got him a little gift. Check out this shirt. So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, man, the tree doesn't grow far from where the apples lay. My dad came here with a project in mind. He's always thinking, he's always got an idea. And check this out, he made a sketch for me.
I have a bad back, and when I get up in the morning, I'm a little shaky. So I need a little rail by my bed for balance. And Tom's gonna build me one.
So I'm gonna run over to the store, grab some steel. I'll be back in a little bit, and we're gonna make this rail really quick for my dad to take home with him.
We'll be back like that.
I'm pulling into Schulten's right now. It's kind of late in the day. Hopefully Rowdy's still here. We'll grab that steel and put that together for my dad in no time. Rowdy wasn't here, but I found somebody that could help me, so I'm gonna head back and grab some steel. This is such good timing. I need a guy like you right now.
Yeah, what are you up to? Good.
I'm trying to pick this up and put it in my truck, and I need a huge, strong guy.
Could have done that.
You have a bunch of these? What is it?
It's a tip off of a hammer.
So I was digging through the scrap bin and I found this super cool chunk of steel that I could make an anvil or something out of, but I could barely pick it up. And look who showed up. This is great timing, Eric. Yeah. I'm gonna have my dad mark out all the pieces and I'll chop them up.
Can you hold that on there for me? So we only need him 34. Doesn't matter as long as it's square. Well, if it's at the bottom, when I stand up next to it, my foot's in it. So if it's above the bottom,
Your foot can go under it.
under it.
All right, we'll move it up.
Is that a black carpenter square?
Yeah, this probably came from you.
Yeah, it did. And that came
Have you
from
been
my-
looking for it?
No, I have another one, but that came from my dad. There's a lot of history to that.
A lot of the tools that I have came from our house, and they were probably, I'm sure they were yours, and they may have been your dad's.
Well, they're my dad's before mine, and I've got more for you. Tools that are out of date now.
Yeah.
Nobody uses a hand plane. I've got them in pristine condition.
That would be cool. That would be fun to have. All right. I'm gonna get the welder set up. We'll tack all this together, make sure my dad's happy with it, and then we'll weld it up. Is that how you want it, Dad?
Yep.
4 on one side, then an inch, then 7. Okay.
About a ½ inch too tall. No,
I gotta take a
right
half
on.
inch off?
Right on. That's perfect. Just
All right.
what I'm looking for.
Is that too wobbly? Like, do you need wider
No.
legs or?
No, I'm not. I don't put any weight on it. It's a balance thing.
Okay.
You got to be 80 years old and you know what I'm talking about.
All right. I'm gonna weld it all up now.
Weld
if you think
that
that's
up
good.
and you got it.
Okay. Don't burn your hand on this. It's still very hot. Here. Yeah, use those.
Yeah.
Keep these by your nightstand.
Well, you got small hand.
They're extra large.
Okay, let's give it a try. Wow,
Is that gonna work?
that was perfect. Not very heavy either.
All right. It's gonna be good.
Perfect.
You don't need a diagonal brace in there? All right, we're good. Now back to your regularly scheduled program. I'm ready now to weld this bumper together, and this is the fun part. This is the part I love, and these kits make it even easier because they fit together so good, and there's these little tabs and pockets, so all the pieces just lock into place, and I get to spend my time welding instead of grinding and trying to make things work. So I'm just gonna get to it here. There's 2 little tabs that need to get ground off, and that's all the prep work there is for these to be ready to weld. Just as I expected, that tacked together is super easy just because the parts fit so precise. I'm gonna weld it up now. I'm gonna crank up the welder and burn these in. On the front bumper, I left all the welds exposed, and just to do this one different, I think I'm gonna grind all these smooth and blend them together. So we'll try that. Okay, I did a ton of welding on this. Probably way more than I needed to, but I was having fun and I got in some practice. So the next thing I think I need to do is clean up some of these little trim pieces and then put them on. But really quick, I'll show you the big giant brackets that I just bombed in. All right, the bumper is mostly welded up, but I've got these little filler pieces that need to be smoothed out and welded on. I think they go down here on the bumper. They kind of fill this little void under the tail light. If you don't have them, the bumpers kind of look weird. So we'll get these blended up and put them on. These little guys are gonna fit right down in there like that. Got one on each side. So they should be ready to go in. It's raining outside really good. Can you hear that? I know I get excited about rain because we don't get this very much here, especially not this hard. Yay, rain. Maverick wasn't really excited about all that rain, so he came in here to check out this bumper, and he is liking it. And I think my next step is to figure out what to do with this hole in the middle for the receiver tube, because I'm not gonna run one in the bumper. I've already got a receiver hitch on the bottom, which I like because it's attached really good, and I can use that for recoveries and stuff. And it's also kind of something I can drag and not worry about. So I'm just gonna block this off. I think I'm just gonna weld a plate back there, and we'll call that good. There's some little reinforcements that go behind it. I'll put those in to make the bumper super strong, and that'll be good enough. I've got these little plates over here from another project. I'll put them back there and they'll fill up the space. You don't like the water, do you? No. I did a lot of welding on this, just like I did in the other areas, and right now it's way too hot to try to install. And I just heard from Peyton, he's got a welding project going on over at Fisher Family Farms that I'm gonna go try to give him a hand with really quick. I'll take you along with me. I'm heading over to Peyton's right now. He's just a couple miles away from me. We'll see what's going on over at Fisher Family Farms. It's a very rainy day out here, which we haven't had for quite a while, but it's really wet. It's probably gonna be muddy. Looks like it's flooding out here a little bit. Summer rains out here kind of come down in little microbursts. Like it'll just dump in one area. It channels up in all these old dry riverbeds and it'll just flow really hard in one little area for a couple hours and dry back up again for another 10 years. talked Peyton into turning this metal building behind me into kind of a fabrication shop. So he's been starting to buy some equipment and he's building all kinds of stuff for the farm. Here he is right here.
Nope, dang it.
Oh, I jinxed you, man.
Didn't put this on.
All right, I'm out here with Peyton and he's building these really cool fences to make corrals.
It's a mobile petting zoo, so we can go to the cities and we can take our animals, horses, goat, sheep, alpacas, and we can go in and let the people get to come pet the animals.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
He's built a big jig on this table so he can make a whole bunch of these, and we're just talking about Welding and his operation over here.
Let me show you all the cool things that I've just welded. Come here. So all of these panels right here, we still have to sand all these down because they don't look near as pretty as Tom's stuff. We want them to look as nice as Tom's stuff. So we're gonna weld all these down and then we're gonna paint them potentially bright pink for my girls.
Peyton's been building this place out. He got electricity in here. He's even got this nice little ambiance light set up.
It's romantic.
A little too romantic for a weld shop, but
Bounce.
this is not time for a romantic scene, Peyton.
We just painted that.
Perfect. Peyton's got activities going on all the time out here. When's your next one?
Halloween. So we do a big Halloween event and then we do a Christmas. We have a zombie maze, pumpkin patch, corn maze, horse rides, 150,000 lights at Christmas. It's pretty amazing.
I'm gonna head back and get that bumper on. I'm back here in the shop and the bumper is all cooled off. I'm gonna see how it fits right now. Well, that's gonna be good. I think I can get to the top holes without going underneath. I've got the bumper bolted on here behind me and it's looking really good. I like it. It's kind of a minimalist bumper. It's pretty small. And I especially like that on an XJ because they're not a really big vehicle. I like the way it fills all the gaps. I like the corner pieces and these little fillers down here. This little thing fills that space between the tail light and the bumper really good. There we go. Now you can get a good look at it. So it's looking good, but it definitely needs some paint, and that really ugly rusty trailer hitch down there needs some paint as well. I'm not quite finished with this though. There's these brackets that mount this thing up to the frame, or whatever the XJs have in place of a frame, and I can't really use them because the trailer hitch is down there. Let me show you what the problem is. Okay, right up here is where these would go, and I think they would attach to these two bolts back here. But this trailer hitch has an extra bolt here. I don't know, and it's not gonna line up right with the bumper here. So I've gotta do something else to mount the lower side of this bumper back in here to this area to make it strong. Here's what I've come up with. This bracket would be great and it would tie it into that trailer hitch area, which would be really strong. But in place of that, I'm just gonna use some angle iron and weld that right to the trailer hitch, and that should be just as strong and a lot easier to do, and it won't mess up the trailer hitch. So I'm gonna chop up a couple of pieces of this, we'll bolt it up there, and then I can weld it together. These little parts I just cut out are gonna fit right up in here. I just need to mark them really quick where to drill the hole, and then I can bolt them together and tack them in place. I've got my holes all marked out on my parts here, and I'm ready to drill. And I've got something really cool that just came in I am super excited to use, and that is a new set of drill bits. I have been using trash drill bits my whole life. I resharpen them, I break them. It's just the way it's been. And I'm ready to be done with that because I got a set of K&Cut drill bits. They're not just regular drill bits, they're step point drill bits, which means they follow existing holes really nice and it takes less pressure to drill through things. So I'm getting rid of the junkers and I'm switching to these. The name is K&Cut drill bit, which is a little bit weird, but I found out you're supposed to say it like you're kind of Cajun, like can. Like, yes, they can. Can they cut? Yes, they can cut. So we're gonna try out the K&Cut drill bits. Beautiful. I should have got better drill bits 20 years ago. I'm never going back. Yes, they can cut. I need to be good about replacing them because I hate when the thing is missing the exact size you need. Okay, let's go weld these in. I got a little rust to clean off. Kind of a lot of rust to clean off. I thought I was finally ready to weld, but that thing that I knew was gonna happen finally happened. I ran out of gas. Ow! Yep, I opened this up and it won't pop up to the normal 25 PSI that I run it at. It's not PSI, it's cubic feet per hour. So I can only get like 5 out of it right now. That is not enough. I think I have a backup bottle over in the corner here. Hopefully it's full. If not, I'll make a run over to Schultzen's. I'll set this up really quick. That's a good sign. I like to crack the bottle open a little bit before I put in the valve, so it blows any debris out of the way. See how we do. Oh yeah, we got plenty of gas in this bottle. It has like 1,000 PSI in here. That'll get me by until I fill up this one. Whew. Got a hole in my glove. The welding went really good. The bumper is all bolted down. This Jeep is looking 11% better. I gotta figure out what to do back here with this fender flare. Let me know in the comments what your ideas are. Is there some good aftermarket ones I can bolt on? Should I build my own? Let me know what you think. I know that I should be working on Dig Dug today, but the best way to get a lot done is to have way too much to do, because that's when panic kicks in. So I'm gonna go pick up another project right now. I'm with Angela. We're driving over to a lot here in Hurricane where we got a couple of vehicles stashed, and we're just gonna try and fire up this WJ and see if it'll drive home.
It's a nice day out. It's 98 degrees. I haven't seen this Jeep run in a while. I hope we can get it fired up.
It's been a little while. This thing is dusty under here. Let's see what happens. Ooh, it is dirty in here. I got lights. Good things are happening. Let's see if it'll fire. Ah, yes. This has been a very reliable Jeep for a Jeep that doesn't run. I guess I'll follow you home.
See you at home.
I'm excited this thing's a runner. It's been sitting for a long time. Bridger had it all cleaned up, but one of the windows is broken out. So it's been getting rained on and windy and dusty in here, but it's going. It only has first and second gear. So I can get it home, but it's gonna need some work. And if it's at my house, then we can figure out what needs to be done. Sounds like it might only have first gear, but I've only got like a mile to go, so we're gonna make it. And I'm just scheming up all the things I could do with this. These WJs are pretty nice, I like them. They're a little bit wider and a little bit longer and a little bit heavier than an XJ, but pretty much the same drivetrain. The 4-liter inline 6 engine, and solid axle front and rear. The front suspension's pretty similar to an XJ, but in the back they have some kind of wishbone 3-link thing instead of the leaf springs like an XJ. So I think this one would make a nice mild build, like, I don't know, 32, 33-inch tires, and the other one would be fun to make it like a hardcore rock crawler, maybe LS swap it or put something a little bigger than the 4.0 in there. I really don't know, I'm just kind of scheming at this point. All right, we made it home. That went pretty good. We didn't have far to go, but that's good because this thing can't make it too far.
I love Grand Cherokees. They're one of my favorite cars, and I've always wanted a red car. So I'm excited about this project.
Yeah, this could be a good one.
Could be a good one.
All right, we're gonna keep messing around with this thing, see if we can get it fixed up. I don't know what it's gonna turn into at this point, but we'll find out.
Can't wait.
That Grand Cherokee's gonna have to sit out there for a little while I figure out what to do with it. If you've got any ideas, let me know in the comments. Right now, I'm gonna get back to work on this XJ. That needs to be fixed. I replaced the head in this XJ a while back because it was overheating from a leaky heater core. It kept losing fluid. And it wasn't dripping on the outside, it would leak down the inside of the firewall, and I'm guessing it would puddle up on the passenger side. So I think I need to remove the carpet and fix whatever rust is down there before it gets too nasty. Maybe I can coat it with something. So I'm gonna cut out the carpet on that side. Eventually I'll have to replace, eventually I'm gonna have to replace all the carpet, but right now I just wanna deal with the rust. I bypassed the heater core under the hood so I could keep driving this Jeep, but you can see where it's been leaking coolant right down here and puddling up on the floor. Oh no, this is way worse than I thought. There's a giant hole down here. I thought we'd be dealing with some rust, but this floor is gone. So this isn't gonna take like a little coating to stop it. I've got some major work. I gotta cut some stuff out here. I don't know how far back it goes. I gotta get this seat out of here. It just keeps going back further and further. That is really bad. Look at that. Holy cow. All right, the rust in this XJ is catastrophic. I don't know if this XJ can be saved. I have these huge holes on both sides and I haven't found the end of them. They go all the way back under the carpet, under the seat somewhere. So I'm gonna pull the seat out, rip the carpet back, and try to get a feel for how bad this problem really is, where this ends, and if it's something we can patch. If it gets down into that frame, that subframe, the structure folded sheet metal under there, then it's probably toast. I don't know. That would be like too much work to put that back together. So we'll just try to figure out what we're dealing with right now. Oh. Okay, let's get this seat out of here. That's a bad sign. This one's totally rusted in. I just snapped it off. Okay, more rust to come. I got all the bolts undone on the seat, so I'm ready to yank it out of here. Then I can peel this carpet back and try to figure out how far back this rust goes and how bad this is. I see there's a little rusty spot down here in the paint, so I'm worried this could go way back and this might be toast. Maybe this is a parts XJ. We're gonna find out in just a minute here. It's not a bad looking XJ seat. It's pretty nice actually. There's enough rat droppings in here. I gotta do some vacuuming before I do any more work on this carpet. It's looking bad. Okay, here we go. That's all the way through right there. That's probably all the way through, but it's not as bad as it was back here. It's bad, but not as bad. So if this is the end of the rust right here, I think this XJ could be saved. I still don't have a good way to get in here and look at this frame reinforcement area, so let me try to figure that out. All right, here's my idea. I want to see how bad the rust is inside that boxed frame section on the bottom of the cab here. So I bought this scope thing like a month ago because I wanted to peek inside an engine and see if there was holes in the tops of the pistons. I haven't used it yet, but I should just be able to plug it into my phone and scope inside these little holes. It's got a light on the end and I can see what's going on. I might even be able to record it. If I can record it, I'll show you what's going on as I poke it down around, and we'll just see how bad the rust is. See if this thing is a keeper or if this is a parts vehicle. Plugging into the phone. It's going. I already downloaded the app and this thing's working. Look at that. We're gonna give it a try. It's like a horror movie in there. There's little spider webs everywhere. It looks pretty good in here. I'm gonna try and record it so you can see what I'm seeing on the phone. If I go this way, not too rusty. I could poke in over here and look at the bottom. That doesn't look bad. All right, the picture quality wasn't great on that camera, but what I saw inside this frame rail was way better than what we've got in the cab here. It's a little rusty, but it's not coming apart like this is. So I'm gonna pull the carpet back, trim it off, and then I'm gonna start cutting back all the rust until I get to good metal and we can see what it's gonna take to patch this thing up. Okay, I've got the carpet out of here and I'm pretty sure I can see all the rust and it's just right here. I'm just gonna start cutting everything out until I get down to good, solid, bare steel. I'm gonna cut out and shape a little panel that'll fit right down in that hole. I knew that piece of steel was gonna be good for something. It is the perfect shape to hammer out this panel on. Here's my panel. It's fitting pretty good. If I push it down into place, I think I can tack it in there and it'll be great. It's a little thicker gauge than the sheet metal that's in here, so it should help stiffen up this floor a lot. Okay, that panel is all welded up and it's looking really good. It's gonna take 3 or 4 more patches in here to get this whole floor put back together. That's all I've got time for today. I'm glad to see that the Jeep is going back together and it will live on. Thanks for watching. What am I gonna do with this?